In this video, we're going to talk about percents that are less than 1. And I have all of these percents in fraction form. And as you can see, they are 0.5%, 0.75%, and 1/5%. Now, in order to make use of these, I'm going to convert them ultimately into decimals. So I'm just going to show you the whole process. My first step would be to take, as you can see, I have this labeled as percent, and it's in fraction form. I'm going to put this percent into a decimal form. Now, we all, I think, know that the decimal form of 1/2 is 0.5, so this would be 0.5%. 3/4 is equivalent to the decimal 0.75, therefore this would be 0.75%. 1/5 is probably a lot less common than 1/2 and 3/4. You could figure out what it is as a decimal either by dividing the numerator 1 by 5. Right? That would be sort of like this, as you may recall. Adding a couple of zeros, and you can see pretty quickly that this would be 0.2. You could also multiply both of these by 20/20, another way of making the conversion. Either way, this would be the equivalent of 0.2%. And what's key here is to not forget that you need to go one more step before you can use these numbers to solve problems. I need to convert these percents that are in decimal form into decimals. And in order to do that, I'm essentially going to be dividing these by 100, which means I'm going to be moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. In this case, 0.5 becomes 0.005. 0.75 would become 0.0075, and 0.2% would become 0.002. Now I've converted my fractional percents into decimal numbers. And I will need to do this whether I get the percent in a fraction form or in a decimal form. Either way, whether they come as fractions or as decimals, I'm going to convert them into I'm going to convert the percents into decimal numbers so that I can solve problems with them.